Yeah, the way I'm ballin', I'm feeling like Curry. I'm making these people switch up the whole game. Some of my old friends, they was praying down on me. I never looked at them the same. Yeah, they used to laugh at me when I was in the Elantra, but now I pull up in the rain. To be honest, that's cat, man. I'd rather just be in a Honda, just staying off in my own lane. Look at how far I done came. Down 80 pounds, man. I'm eating so good, I ain't even been.
Welcome. What is going on? It's been a couple weeks since we seen y'all. It's season 3, episode 9. All right, of the Always Climbing podcast. We here with a special one. All right, this is the first of its kind. We got some high school leaders, some high school achievers on this episode. All right, talking about a very, very heartfelt topic. You know, I hold it dear to my heart. Just talking about leadership and how you could take control of your own destiny. You know, even at an age as young as them. So before we get into that, you already know, like, comment, share, subscribe, rate, all of that. Because you know that those little bit of likes, those little bit of comments, those actually add up. You know, I had a weight loss video, ended up getting like 70K views. So, you know, it all started with just a couple comments, couple questions, couple likes, and before you know it just hit that algorithm and blew up. So if you like what we're doing, you like the movement we're doing, show some support, all right? Because you don't know that your like and your comment could be the difference maker for us to blow up, okay? So we appreciate y'all. Climber of the Week. Climber of the Week is a high schooler. He's a future climber in our program, Alex Tyler, all right, A1 Cuts. He's been really putting himself on, and literally, that's the best way to describe it. He's been putting himself on with this thing. You know, he's getting buzz from, you know, local news. He's, you know, he got an opportunity to cut Romeo Travis's beard, right? He's all doing this on his own. The kid is 15 years old, right? So as I'm speaking right now, you probably see a few pictures, a few clips of him cutting. Definitely show some support. Follow him. If you need a cut for the low, he got the best rates in the city, all right? And most importantly, he's humble, he's ambitious, and he definitely feels like he's the best young barber in the city. And I agree. I let him cut my hair, all right? It's a couple days removed, but it was fresh as a mug when he did it. And today it's still fresh. So shout out to you, Alex, man. Keep climbing. We're going to help you out as much as we can. Much love to you, man. Now, let's get into like I like to say, the meat and the potatoes of this conversation. All right. It ain't about us today. It ain't about me. It ain't about Jovan. It ain't about AC. It's about these two special athletes, these special young leaders that we got on this episode. All right. So let's start off with my boy Meech. All right. Over there at, hold on. First of all, let me just address the elephant in the room. Okay. I'm just gonna say this, Meech. I'm gonna tell you why Firestone is better than Buchtel. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
If you go outside right now, is there even a possibility that you could see a griffin in the sky?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna see a griffin in the sky?
It's just the fact that Buchtel is better than Firestone. That's just
No. Because if I go outside right now, I guarantee you I can find a falcon. Give me about 10 minutes. But griffins aren't real. Okay, they're literally a made up fantasy. Okay, just like Buchtel is. All right. Now that's just my personal thing because I graduated. Now I'm gonna stop joking because I want to say this for real. I'm gonna get serious. I ain't gonna lie. My Firestone folk, y'all ain't gonna like this, but I subbed a lot at Buchtel. And I ain't gonna lie. I love the culture there. I love the kids there. And Buchtel kids, man, they just got a different chip on their shoulder. I said it. I don't care. I really don't. You know what I mean? I'm too old for the rivalry. I was just joking about the other stuff. They got a chip on their shoulder, and I respect that. And I love the culture over at Buchtel. All right. They got a lot of bad reputation about, you know, this and that, man. All of that is lame. You got to walk into that building. You got to see how these kids operate. You got to see how these teachers operate. It's a lot of love going on in that building. It's a lot of pride going on in that building. That's something that we trying to build up at Firestone. So I'll say that. I'll give you that. I'll give Buchtel their rose because, you know, I work in the Buchtel cluster. I work at Helen Arnold Elementary. And I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot of pride for Buchtel right now. You ain't gonna see me out here talking about some 1040. I ain't that far, but I really do. I love Buchtel and I love the kids. I love all the kids at Buchtel. I love all the teachers at Buchtel. So much love to y'all. Now, That's the most you're gonna get out of me. All right. But Meech, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let's hear about let's see all your school, the sports that you participate in, the groups you in. I want to hear it all. I want to hear all your accolades, everything.
Okay, let's see if I get this off top of the dome. I'm Demetrion Duvall, go by Meech, class of 2024 from Buchtel High School. I play football, baseball, wrestle, and I play soccer. I just got into the National Honor Society this week, about like Tuesday. I just got accepted to the National Honor Society.
Nice.
I'm part of the leadership program. We do a lot of stuff around the building. I'm part of the Student Voice Committee, which is one of the reasons why we have a lot of pep rallies and stuff. So that's all I can really name off the top of my head as far as like leadership and roles and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now let's talk a little bit about them accolades. Now we talking about a legend here. All right, we talking about a legend here.
All right, first team all city, place kicker and punter. First team all district punter. Honorable mention all state punter. Special teams player of the year for APS. Punter of the year, and top kicker in Northeast Ohio award.
Hopefully I remember during the podcast. Y'all just gonna hear ding, ding, ding. I hope I don't forget.
Yeah, Meech.
Man, I got some questions for you in the future, man. But Xyia, let's move on to you. All right. Xyia West, the best. Do you ever say that?
Absolutely not.
Xyia West, better than the rest. You don't say that either?
Nope.
Oh, okay. My bad. My fault. But anyway. Go ahead. Let's hear your school. Let's hear all the sports you do. Let's hear any accomplishments, anything. I want to hear you brag about yourself for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Xyia West. I'm a 10th grader at Firestone High School. I'm in track. I do shot put and discus, and I do golf. I'm a part of AC, as you can tell, the Future Commerce Program. Yeah.
Huh?
So I'm also part of the locker room project. I can't really do National Honor Society yet because I'm a sophomore, but I want to when I'm a junior. I'm all city champion in shot put. I made it to regionals as a freshman last year. I came in 15th or 16th in regionals. I competed in indoor. I've also done AAU for about 6 years now. Oh, and I'm a 2-year letterman in golf and track.
Period. Now here's the thing about Xyia, y'all. She don't know this yet, but she gonna be the one. Cause my pops been teaching me my golf swing, all right. But I ain't really got a chance to fine tune that bad boy. So Xyia gonna be the one to help me out with that once it get a little warmer out. And Xyia, I like two sports. You know, 2-sport athletes, they cool. But once I hear maybe next year, like I'm Xyia West, I golf, I hoop, and I throw. That's gonna be the move. That's gonna be lit. That's gonna be lit.
I'm not a bastard. I've never been a hooper.
Not yet. Yeah, I get it.
You said not yet.
So Meech, before we get into like, you know, the deeper discussion, I actually always wanted to ask you this. What's it like being a former college D1 athlete? I know the game and I understand. I respect the mess out of punters. I respect the mess out of kickers. Not everybody has that same respect, right? Jovan, he's got a background. He played a little bit. He even had a chance to get into the NFL for a little bit. So he understands the importance of kickers. Not everybody understands that. How do you advocate for yourself? How do you keep your mind focused on the bigger picture when nobody cares about your position? Let's just be honest. Like, we trying to get more people to care about it, but you know what I mean? Everybody like, oh, how many touchdowns you have, bro? Blah, blah, blah. And maybe it's different at Buchtel. Maybe you do get a lot of love. Talk to me, man.
I definitely get a lot of love at Buchtel since like we have really strong alumni. Our games are like really packed because it's like everyone in that Buchtel community is like right there since Buchtel is like in everyone's backyard. So after our first home game when I made a 38-yarder and I had like 2 56-yard punts at school the next week when like all the teachers got to go there because our first 4 games were like really, really far. So when they first seen that like in person and they heard about it, it was like that whole entire week, it was like the talk of the town. Everyone was saying it, everyone was loving it. But I mean, being a kicker and punter, it's fun, but it's like practices, I'm really by myself since like, especially I go to a black school, I'm the only one who does it. So you have like 10, 20, even 30 receivers. You have everyone split up. I'll just be with the goalpost. It would just be me and the goalpost until like a special teams period. But I feel like our school definitely takes pride in our specialists now, since we had two. Well, one of them's in college right now, which is a college that I'm really trying to get myself into. But we had two really, really good kickers. They were like first team All State their senior and junior year. So the
See,
school is definitely
I didn't even know that.
the school has definitely had like their fair share of kickers. So when I came into the mix, it wasn't nothing new for them. They were just trying to see could I live up to the hype of the other kickers at Buchtel, and I did. So.
Yeah, man.
A little factory at 1040. Okay.
A little bit. They got a little factory going on for sure, man. And
Can I ask you
again, man, I got nothing but respect for that because y'all put in that work, man. So, even the success that y'all had this year, well deserved, man. I got nothing but love for y'all.
And what's that school you said you plan on going to?
It's Howard.
Howard? Okay.
Is that where you trying to go? I don't know why my camera keeps going.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah, man. I really like all the things that you had to say about that position. And my thought is, I'm a coach at Firestone, and I can't speak for Coach Mitchell, the head coach, but if I feel like if I was a head coach and you're an athlete, you know what I mean? Every punter I interacted with was a lesser athlete. Even my boy Bailey, the Australian, he a freaking beast. That boy is a beast punter. He ain't the fastest dude. He couldn't play no other position in college, at least. You a little different. You know what I mean? You an athlete, man. So does that ever get to you? Like, do you play any other positions? Because I feel like I swear you don't. You just I was about to say, if I'm not mistaken, from watching the film last year when we was preparing for y'all, you only kick. Does that not get to you?
It doesn't really get to me. I mean, some teams try, like the second round of playoff game, a kickoff, like someone got through, but I tackled him. I don't know how to really explain it, but it's like I know what I can do. Other teams, not many people know, but like I also wrestle, so people on my team, they get that. So it's like when you're a wrestler, no one really wants to mess with you that much. So
yeah.
Jovan was a wrestler. He went to the state. He was a state guy, so he wrestled, so he can relate to that a little bit. Me, I quit wrestling because of Jovan. So I ended up going to the basketball court. I wasn't dealing with him. He was too big for me. I'm cool. So I got one more question. I got a couple more later, but so Xyia, how you feeling about this track season coming up? What's your goals? What you thinking?
I have very high hopes. After indoor, moving straight on to outdoor, I'm just ready. But I'm also trying to stay humble because everybody keeps asking me if I'm gonna make it to states this year. And I don't want to get like a hot head because of course I want to go. Like that's just gonna be a cool experience. But at the same time, I still gotta put in that work to make it to states because it's not gonna come from osmosis.
Let me give you a tip. All right. Since we are a little bit different in age, I don't usually give our guests advice. Let me give you some advice. At least this has worked for me. I hate those questions. When I was an athlete in college, in high school, y'all gonna win a MAC championship this year? What's up? Y'all going to a bowl game this year?
Yeah.
What else am I supposed to say other than of course? But you know what? I found the answer. As long as you're a religious person, okay. Again, we are not a religious nonprofit, but if you are a religious person, I literally would tell them every time, y'all winning a championship, it's all in God's timing. That's all you can say. We putting in the work. That's our goal. That's the goal, but it's all in God's timing. If he won it for us, we gonna get it. That's all you say. Somebody like, what's up? You going D1? They just want you to say that just in case you don't make it D1. Then they're gonna be like, oh, well, Xyia, well, Meech said they was going D1. Yeah. They ain't make it. They sorry. Or they probably sick. You just be like, hey, it's all in God's hands. Whatever happens. Same thing with me. I was training for the league. I'm number 9 center in the nation. You know what I mean? They like, what's up? You going to the league? Come on, bro. Of course I'm going to the league. That's what they wanted me to say. But instead, I'm like, man, it's all in God's hands. It didn't work out for me. My knee messed up again. Is what it is. We move on, right? So it's almost like insurance for yourself. You protecting yourself, but you also, if you really are a religious person like myself, you keeping it real for real. That's really what you believe. You know what I mean? So just a little tip for you. All right, just a little tip. If they ever ask you that, just say it's in God's timing. It's all in God's hands. Now I want to shift gears a little bit. I want to have this deep conversation. So I hope y'all willing to share the good and the bad, right? I hope y'all really able to get into this deep conversation of just y'all generation. Because let me just put this out there. The reason I even started this Future Climbers program, like AC is the big picture, but Future Climbers specifically, the program for y'all age, is because as I am getting older, I'm 25 now. I see myself sometimes like being like, yeah, these kids is crazy. But I caught myself before I got too far because they used to say the same thing about us 8 years ago. It's only been 8 years. They was like, oh, these kids this, these kids that. We used to be like, man, forget all these adults. I ain't gonna lie, these adults don't look at us like with no respect, blah, blah, blah. And I realized, man, at the adults older than even me, they had people looking down on them. We got to separate that. We got to break that bridge, right? And what we got to do is we got to rebuild a bridge that connects the two of us, that connects this 8-year-old gap, 7-year gap, and then also creates a bridge from me to like the 32-year-olds, the 33-year-olds, the 35-year-olds, and then above that, we gotta start linking these generations. So this is the first step. All right. So I want to hear what y'all got to say about y'all generation specifically. All right. Talk to me. Let me hear the raw, uncut, the pros, the cons of your generation. Where you guys feel like you guys are strong? Where you guys feel like y'all need some room and some guidance?
I'll go first. I feel like our generation, because I don't know. I always told myself I feel like I was born in the wrong generation. Like I wish I was born back in like the 1980s, back when it was barely any cell service, that type of stuff. Because I feel like now, really learning, especially like in school, learning isn't the same. It's like if I'm struggling with this answer, I could just go to Google and look it up. Like back then, it wasn't really like that. You actually had to sit there and learn. Notes are all typing now. It's really on a computer. It's not really like we're writing it down how we used to be. And it's just, I feel like our generation is really strong on the tech side too. Technology, I feel like we're really strong at. And then communicating, like social communicating, go out there, like just going outside and meeting new people. I feel like most people aren't really, I feel like most people are like only in their friend group or their little circle. Because that's how I am sometimes. I don't really feel like going out to meet new people unless if it's like, oh, I have to do. If it's something I want to do for fun, I really wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Xyia?
I do agree. I've always been told, like since I was little, you're very mature for your age. Like you grew up in the wrong generation, all that other stuff. But the one thing, I'll go with the good first before I get on my generation. We are very, what's the word? I'm trying to think, like determined. We're very determined. When we want something, we gonna get it. Like Alex, I know him personally. I know that boy wants to cut hair, and he's doing it because he's determined to cut hair. So we're a very powerful generation in that terms. But then the bad thing is our crowds that we hang around. It's not all you hear about us is the bad stuff. Going to Firestone this year is probably like I have never seen Firestone on the news like it has been this year. And it's crazy going to that school. I see it everywhere. We always caught up in fights. We always talk that talk, but nobody want to do nothing. So
social emotional.
Yeah. You say you determined, you say you want to do this, but why are you about to fight somebody? Like during indoor, this was my biggest, like one of the biggest things that made me so mad at my team. We were a small team, first time doing indoor with Firestone. But my friends on the team, it was an argument between both people. And I'm like, y'all about to waste. One girl was trying to fight her. One girl kept talking. I'm like, y'all about to waste an opportunity. We were going to Oak State that weekend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Y'all about to waste an opportunity because of what?
Because I heard y'all track coach don't play by that stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I had to remind him that. And then one person want to dog the coach. I'm like, whoa, why y'all getting on the coach when this person is literally giving us so many opportunities? Like indoor was the highlight of my year this year. Mm-hmm. And we about to go to O State. Who knows what's going to be there? And y'all just about to fight. Got suspended. Got the principals involved with the indoor track team. Humiliated not only yourself, but me too. Like, let's be for real.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good point. Good perspective. I mean, even with this logo, right? I tell y'all all the time when we in the meetings, you're not just representing yourself, right? You represent the family. You represent the logo, the brand. You represent your school, your family at home. You represent all of that, right? My dad used to tell me that we have to represent our last name, right? You know, don't be out here making my last name look stupid. Yep. And you always look at it. I always talk to people, and I take it to the next level. Like, especially the kids at my school at Helen Arnold. I'm like, they acting a fool at my school, right? I'm like, you love your mom? You know what I'm saying? They say, yeah, I love my mom. I'm like, you a liar, because the way you acting, your mom would never be proud. She would be so disappointed in you. So if you really loved your mom, you would be representing her, not doing all this stupid stuff. But yeah. So another comment about Helen Arnold, about Firestone. All right, I don't know how many views this one gonna get, but I hope the right person hears this, because being a Firestone alum and coming from the standard where we were still in excellent standing, we were the only, if not the only one of two of the excellent schools in APS. Like, our grade was excellent. Yeah. For it to only be 8 years removed and it's not that standard anymore, and to the point where my Helen Arnold kids hear that I coach at Firestone and they say, dang, ain't that the bad school? It bothers me. They literally tell me, like, how are you still alive if you work at Firestone? Like, don't they stab people there? And they be dead serious. They're not even joking. Like, they be like really concerned for me. That bothers me, right? So, that's why I'm kind of glad Future Climbers has started at Firestone. I wish it could have started at Firestone and Buchtel, but I'm glad we were able to at least get at Firestone, because, like you said it's all about your crowd and all about that, this and that, the culture there. And you said the most important piece, all we hear is the bad stuff. Okay. So the challenge is to show the good stuff, because the good stuff has always been there. It's still there. It's there today. Right. So how do we start highlighting the good? And that's the goal with Future Climbers. That's the goal that I'm challenging y'all to do. Right. I know Booktube, y'all do a great job showing the good. So honestly, like, I'm just being real. Like, I don't sugarcoat nothing. Firestone got to catch up right now, right? With that type of stuff. Social emotional too. It's a lot of fights at Buchtel. It's a lot of fights at Firestone. That social emotional stuff got to pick up too. But it's always going to be that. It's a little extreme right now. So I appreciate y'all input on that. Yeah. My next question is regarded to why you two specifically, are separated from the pack. Meech, why am I hearing your name when I'm downtown? You know what I mean? I'm downtown at the board. I'm at the main office, the APS main office, and I'm hearing good things about you. Through student ambassadors or whatever that group is called, that you in. Why? You know what I mean? Why did you choose to not go down the wrong path? Or let's say, why did you choose to separate yourself? Xyia, same thing. And I put in parentheses just on the agenda, like, you know what I mean? Is it your parents? Were you raised right? Is it the fact that you see all the bad and your mind is just telling you don't want that? Is it, what is it? What's got y'all so inspired to be great?
I'll say it's the parents' part. It's the fact, it's like, since like a really, really, really young age, since I'm the youngest, my mom's like, okay, since you're the youngest, everything that your older siblings went through, like, those were like tests. And then like, now I know everything for this and that. So like, my brother was like 10th in his class. Now I'm like 4th right now. So she's like, okay, now I know that I need to get you like in the top 5 or even the top 3. And it's like, I don't know. It's like she always told me from like a young age, like a C or B minus is not good. You need to always go for a B plus or higher. That'll get you higher. The more you do in middle school will be like the less you do, the little less you do in high school. It means like it will be really, really easy, hopefully, when you're in college. And it's like about the part when it's like when you see like trouble in your mind just doesn't go to that. I don't know. It's just that's not I don't know, that's not me. I'd rather be an athlete. I'd rather make it out of Ohio. I'd rather like just sit back and look back and be like, oh, like wow, I really came from Akron, Ohio. I really came from Buchtel. Who really thought like I really came from small town Ohio, like just something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Got that dreamer's mindset. I love it. I love it. We all need that. I got that still. What about you, Xyia? Why?
So I would say one is definitely parents. They've always told me, try your best no matter what you do. I'm the middle child. So I have little siblings they have to look up to me. And, I just got to show them like, hey, look, I can do it. You can do it. Like, always be a dreamer. I've always had dreams for myself. I've always loved to do above and beyond. And I think I've been doing AAU, like I said, for like about 6 years. So I've always been in that athlete state of mind that I got to go to the Junior Olympics like I did. Also, just my parents have, I've never had a lot like everybody else. We've always had to fight for a few things, but my parents always made it work for me and my siblings. So, having them conversations with your parents, telling you like, if you don't do this, we can't pay to go to college. Like they keep it real with me. I gotta get a scholarship. So having that mindset, I'm just like, I can't be fighting. I can't get suspended. I can't get ISS because I want to go to college. I want to be an athlete. That's always been my goal. And or not even just to be an athlete, just to make a name for myself. Like when I'm gone, people still gonna be talking about me 20 years later.
And I will say, contrary to me misspelling your name all the time, your name is very memorable. You know what I mean? Your name is very memorable. So I agree with you for sure.
And some things I'm hearing right now is like drive, the pride you have in your last name, and the standard of excellence that you have for yourselves. That's usually what they say about people when they say you have an old soul. Of those that are younger, they usually hang around their parents a lot. I got that compliment all the time. I was raised by my grandparents and my mother. I'm sure, Bryce, you got it a couple of times. But, do you feel like that standard of excellence and that pride they have for themselves has changed at all because of COVID, or you think it's society right now? Do you think there's any difference from where it was in the past versus where it is currently?
I would definitely say society. It's both, technically, society and COVID, because I know going to Firestone, I've heard teachers, going back to that old soul. I've always hung around adults my entire life. Like I still talk to my teachers every day, got that not so nice nickname, teacher's pet, but I take it as a compliment now. Like when I was younger, I didn't. But
buy into it. Trust me. Yeah, trust me. Buy into it. Be a teacher's pet, because first of all, that gets you better grades,
connections.
Connections.
Never know when you need them.
You never know when you need them. I'm utilizing my teachers from Firestone today. My dog bothering. He bugging right now.
But yeah, going back to what I was saying, it's definitely both, because they look at us now and they're just like, you're very, what's the word? Like, you're a lot. I don't want to be with someone or if I have 2 kids that actually want to learn in a class of 10 that don't, what's the point?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. How you feel?
I agree with her too on that. And people, when I was growing up, people always used to call me my mom's best friend, because every time her friends or her coworkers used to see her out, I used to be right next to her. And I agree a lot. I agree a lot with what she said too. A lot.
Mm-hmm. I just want to throw in a quick comment, just to kind of reflect on us and kind of ask y'all a quick question. I know for me, I was raised right. You know what I mean? I was blessed to have both parents. My pops was a great influence on me, my mother as well. My dad showed me what discipline means. My mom showed me what it means to really love somebody. But a major impact, you know, it's a testament to even when I got married. You know what I mean? My guys were with me because I had about 10 or 11 best friends. That's rare. You don't get that, right? Growing up. And we all literally was pushing each other. Like nobody was locked up. Nobody was off track. So, you know, when if I was to answer that question when I was y'all age, I would say AC, because AC was back. We started this in high school. And just like the reason I separated myself, the reason I was able to earn those D1 scholarships, the reason I was able to have good grades is not only because I was raised right, but really because of my select group of friends. And all of those guys, like if I was slacking in something, they'd be like, hey, bro, you need to tighten up. And I'd be like, man, I'm trying, bro. They'd be like, no, come to study tables with me. Like they sacrificing their time for me, right? Or somebody talking about he want to go D1. I'm like, bro, you need to get in the weight room more. They like, bro, I be trying, bro. I'm like, trying ain't enough. I'll see you in the weight room tomorrow, right? And it's because we cared about each other. We loved each other. And now look at us like I'm a school counselor, I'm a coach, and a freaking founder of a nonprofit, right? Jovan is assistant director at Penn State University, working for the athletics. Ridiculous, right? We got neuroscientists, engineers, chemists, pharmacists, police officers, all going through the same path, going through the same journey, just taking different steps. And my thing is like, I guess my question is like, do y'all have that, right? Because I don't know if I would have that when I look at the class above and below me when I graduated. I don't know if I would have any group of friends similar to that. Do y'all got a tight group of like almost like a sorority or a fraternity? Like these my brothers, these my sisters for life. Y'all got that?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends like you'll cordial with, friends that you'll be like, oh hey, hi, because of like sports and like growing up together in like such a small, like just Akron. And then I have a friend group right now. It's like at least 5 or 6 of us. So we're really tight. They don't play. One of them plays sports because like the other one got injured. Most of them they rather work, you know, like just go in their own direction. But like because we see each other's grades, I don't know how. Most like we just see each other's grades sometimes. So like we'll send it to the group chat, and like it'll make them feel embarrassed, but it'll make them like get on their work too. But it's like I will try to help them more. They'll really come to me more because out of like all of them, I'm the one with, not to brag, like I'm the one with the 4.4 GPA. So they'll always come to me, and I'll always like help them. I'll always like okay, just call me when we get out of practice, and I got you.
Yeah, love. That's love.
4 point what?
I had a 3.4. I thought I was hard.
Jeez.
What about you, Xyia? You got some friends like that?
I have a friend. I have 2. Let's say that. I have 2. One, she like my sister, man. We met last year. During track, and we just hit it off. Sadly, we both were going through some stuff at the beginning of the year, but we both did indoor track. So now we like, our bond is like this. I texted her right before I hopped on here. You know, we push each other. She was telling me today, she was like, Xyia, do you want to start doing like a homework FaceTime call?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. See, that's what I'm about. Yeah, that's what I like. Okay.
She was like, our grades started slipping. We both started panicking. She was like, we can't be having that no more this last semester. And I was like, she was like, we called, might as well do homework. And then I have another person. He definitely has pushed me. When my grades started slipping, he would call me, force me to do my homework. He was like, why are you sitting here on TikTok? Get your Chromebook. But I never had one before. I've always kind of wanted to go to people where I wanted to help, and it got me hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to my dad about it. I was like, I have a bad habit of dropping people because if you're not in line with me, gotta go.
Yeah.
I had people who started doing drugs. I'm like, I can't do that. That's not me. Why? I had to go. I had to look back and was like, is this going to be okay for my future? And I was like, no, it's not. So I've always had like one or two. I'll be happy if I had like three, and that's not a lot. Like the 5 group of friends, I have like 1,000 associates and 1 or 2 true people.
Mm-hmm. Let me make a comment about drugs. All right. This for the youngest if you listening. All right. Because I know a lot of people smoke. And to be honest, there's a part of me that, I probably shouldn't say this. There's a part of me that I don't judge you, right? I don't blame you. But there's like a percentage. I have to search it. I always forget it. But I want to say it's like 78% of people that pick up marijuana say that they report that they wish they never picked it up the first time. And if you're listening to this and you have already smoked and now you've gained that addiction, whether it's weed or not, yes, you can get addicted to weed. I guarantee you can relate to that statement because when I say it to people that smoke, they say that. They're like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, that's facts. I wish I never picked it up. Because you become dependent on it. There's so many people, they be like, oh, I can't eat unless I smoke. I can't go to sleep unless I smoke. I ain't gonna lie, what, it's a party tonight? I ain't gonna lie, I can't go to the function unless I smoke. You're addicted. I'm sorry to let you know you're addicted. But what if you never picked it up? What if you never even tested the waters? You wouldn't be addicted, right? Take it from me. I never smoked a day in my life. Never. Have I been tempted? Temptation is one of the 7 deadly sins, ain't it? Like it's always gonna be there. Yeah, I've been tempted. I mean, I see it could help you with your spiritual too. I get all of that, but I never even tried it. I ain't gonna lie. But there's some people that try it and then they put it down, and that's fine. But once you start doing it, what's the word I'm looking for? Recreationally, you become addicted. It's dangerous, right? So, me too. Trying to keep away from people that do drugs. It's definitely a better way to live life. But I don't judge the people that do. You know what I mean? I definitely don't. Jovan, you got any comments? Because I had a question.
I mean, probably just follow up on that drug comment. Like it's so hard, especially once you get to college. I never did any drugs. I never even drunk alcohol until I was 23. I had some wine. You know what I mean? Like I didn't do anything of that sort because I was so focused on the end goal and keep my body together. But just staying to your standard. Like that's the biggest thing is knowing your standards, knowing what you know is right and wrong, and your values, keeping true to that throughout your adolescence is so powerful because there's nothing more important than self-discipline and self-control. That's what's going to take you to wherever you want to go in life, because you're going to see a lot of it throughout your college years and beyond.
And even to double down on you reiterating what they say, Xyia, I want to talk about, the fact that you said, your friend wanted to start like a homework club, right?
That's really cool too.
This is for life, y'all. Both of y'all, like this is for life. Like y'all little mindsets, y'all little tight-knit groups, y'all got to hang on to them folk because it get hard in college to stay in contact with your best friends.
Yeah.
But if you do it the right way, before you know it, you done with college, you like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is me and Jovan. I ain't gonna lie, bro. We got too much time on our hands. Like, let's start a nonprofit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's 2 types of people in this world. The ones that want to be great. And I'm talking about when y'all done with sports. Y'all gonna be millionaires, hopefully. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna be done with sports, but everybody gotta work. Shaquille O'Neal still works, right? So let's say y'all in the workforce. Let's use my coworkers, for example. I work in the education field. I got coworkers that are teachers. They wake up at about 6:30. They go to work. They work from 8 to 3. They go home. That's the end of their day. They wake up at 6:30 and repeat and repeat and repeat. Let me tell you my schedule. No kids, by the way. I wake up at 4:30. I work out at 5. I'm done working out at right around 6. From 6 to 7, I get some type of stretching, meditation, prayer, fold clothes, clean up, tidy up the house, or do AC work from 7 to like 7:30. I get ready for work. Then I go to work from till 3. Then I'm either coaching, I'm doing AC work, I'm doing after school programming with kids, or any type of podcast or things like this. I am doubling my workload. But you know what that means? I've taught you this, Xyia, but this is for all the viewers and me. If I double my workload right now, I'm going to cut my work, the time I have to work, in half. And it's a simple algorithm. It's a simple system, but nobody wants to put that extra work in, right? How do I continue to put that work in? So that way, instead of retiring at 65, I can retire at 35. How do I do that? I have people like Jovan. I have people that constantly are on me, that remind me. So when I don't feel like it, they like, hey, bro, don't forget you got this due. Don't forget we got to do this tonight. I'm like, dang, I don't feel like it. Let's get it. Right. So keep those friends around y'all, because that's your circle is going. What they say? Show me the people you hang with, and you'll tell me everything I need to know about you. So let's transition again. I imagine this might be a short segment, but if y'all got some good ideas, we could talk for a minute. Do y'all have any programs, activities, events that are just in your mind that you just wish the city of Akron will host for kids y'all age that we don't have right now? What's some things that the city of Akron, when they host these events for y'all, are missing? You know what I mean? Like, what are they missing the ball completely? What do y'all wish? Right? I think about like Warzone tournaments. I think about, different fundraising events that involve fun, right? Dodgeball tournaments, something like that. But shoot, maybe I'm even missing the ball. So y'all tell me what y'all think the city of Akron needs for y'all age.
Okay, it looks like he's thinking stuff. I'll go. My biggest thing, I read the question, so I've been thinking about it like ever since I saw it. My biggest thing is that we just need love and help and care. My biggest fields are, young women and people with disabilities or like special needs. Those are my biggest things, because those are the biggest things I've dealt with in my life. I know how hard it is to be a woman, and I know how hard it is to be in a family full of disability. So growing up, my dad took me to this young women's group, and I hated it. I learned stuff. It was okay, but after the breakout rooms where, they actually tell you the valuable stuff, you sit down and you literally just get scared, because they tell you being a woman is hard. Fear this, fear that, and not, look, it's hard, but let me help you. That's always like, Bryce, when you brought this up, I never stopped thinking about it. I just want to, and they do it with old people. Like, you were a teenager like 30 years ago. You're probably not gonna really remember, like, not to dog you, but or anything. But if I'm still a teenager, I'm still learning. But yeah. I've been in middle school. I'm fresh out of middle school. I know what it's like, how hard it is. What I think about, especially, I have a little sister. She telling me all this stuff going on. I'm helping her. I'm like, if I can help one person, how would I be if I help 10? If I help 20? And then with the special needs disabilities, my little brother, he has autism. I love that little dude with all my heart, But I've been at his therapy sessions. I've been in those meetings talking about him and what it is, because I didn't know what autism was until he got diagnosed. I didn't know what special needs were. So it's been, my world did a 180.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we need more of them to teach people, because seeing kids with special needs get picked on in my high school, that's so irritating.
Mm-hmm.
People looking at them weird, and they don't even know the half of it. And, I stay up with my little brother sometimes. I used to when my parents have been helping, I've been helping my parents and all the other stuff. But with these new parents that ain't got it, and they get a kid with a disability on top of that, it's so much harder.
Yeah. I'm hearing, Jovan, we keep hearing this, man. we keep hearing this. Meech, if you got a different idea, I would love to hear it. But let me just tell y'all the common theme I keep hearing. We've asked some other kids this before, not in the podcast, but what activities do you guys want for your age and my age, and especially above, especially the older ones? It's mind-boggling that y'all don't say stuff like video game tournament, bowling. Y'all, I've not heard that. I keep hearing we want serious conversation. We want to be mentored. We want love. We want, to actually hear advice from adults. I think us adults are missing it. Now, Meech, you might have something different. If you got some fun ideas, the whole world is waiting to hear it. If you want the same thing, man, I'm so curious to hear what y'all got to say. So please, what type of programs or activities are we missing as adults for y'all? Meech.
Just when you said that, the first thing that came to my mind was like, I feel like the APS should add more sports for the schools. Because me being a big wrestler, like wrestling my entire life, I'll go to all these, I'll call them foreign schools. Like I'll go to Hudson, I'll go to Kent Roosevelt. I'll see like on their like banners and stuff, or on their website, if we're looking like at where the tournament is, it'll say like winter sports, fall sports. It'll say like they have gymnastics team, rugby team, lacrosse, golf, field hockey. And I'm just lost. I'm just so used to us having just basketball, football, baseball, wrestling, and track. And I'm just like, I didn't know that high schools could really have gymnastics teams or rugby teams. So if they added more sports, I feel like that would be a big game changer.
Yeah. How do you have like 25,000 students in your district, and we do have limited sports? And part of that is because of that funding and transportation. But I mean, there's got to be some way that we could get a couple more sports. I agree. I mean, even school to school, like not every school has a swim team. You know what I mean? Not every school has, like, we got a swim team at Firestone, but not every school has a swim team. Not every school has a bowling team, right? A golf team. So, that type stuff definitely needs to be spread out a little bit more. It's just also a matter of getting those kids bought in. Like, let's say we did have a swim team at every school. Would it really be fair if only one kid came out for swim for one school, but then Firestone got like 22 kids, right? So you got to think about that too. But man, that's actually a really good perspective. We think about those generic sports in most of these inner city schools. Everybody got a basketball team. Everybody got a football team. Everybody does have a soccer team. Everybody got a baseball team. What else?
Track.
Everybody got a track team. Everybody got a wrestling team. And it really, after that, you got some here and there, but not every school has it. So that's a great perspective too. And you guys both know, we all four of us know the life lessons you can learn from having sports, which brings me to another question. I got one more question for y'all, and we'll kind of close this. I want to go back because I forgot this question. I meant to ask y'all this. You guys both talked about how sports, taught y'all, and y'all living that athlete lifestyle. I got a challenging question for y'all. If you're living an athlete lifestyle and you just want to be an athlete, I know so many kids that say the same thing as y'all, but they don't live the way that y'all live. And they got dreams too. Y'all got dreams. Y'all want to go to Howard. Y'all got dreams. Y'all want to go to O State, right? And be these big time athletes. So does the same dude that got a 2.4, if not lower, right? She genuinely thinks they're going D1, thinks they're going to play college sports with a 1.9 GPA. Why? What do you have? A better way to put it is, what do you have to say to them? Why do y'all get it and they don't? Because you're right. You guys are living an athlete life, and that's why you're out staying out the way. That's why you're being a leader, because you understand that that's what it takes. How come they don't know what it takes?
I feel like because I don't really know how to put it. I just feel like they just think like seeing, like just turning on watching the NFL, they just think that like if you're just this great football player, you're automatically going to go to like, I can just kick a 70-yard field goal, but I can have like a 0.9 GPA. I'm going to the NFL. Like, I think that's how they, even if they're in high school, they just still have that mindset of that's how it's going to work, even though it's really not going to work. And I mean, it's just about really just determination. If you really, 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 truly want it, then you have to do everything to go after. Like I wanted my biggest goal sophomore year when I was a backup. I just wanted my name to be in the Beacon Journal. Then when I got in the Beacon Journal the first time, I was like, I kind of like this, and I want this. I just like seeing this. So after every game, my name in the Beacon Journal. My mom coming up to me like, look, just text me in the middle of school, like your name's in the journal again. Is that? I just feel like that just gives me like a little extra boost that I need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I love that, man. Good perspective. You got anything, Xyia?
Yeah, I feel like there's no discipline behind what they're saying. When I think of myself, I'm thinking of you gotta go to practice, focus on practice, do this, do that, come home, do schoolwork. I have a plan. They thinking they have no self-control. They thinking, oh well, I go to practice once or twice every other week, but I'm so good at doing what I do, I'm gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Then they out partying, smoking, doing whatever, because they just like, I'm just that good, but not knowing talent can only take you so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that was my parents, and were very like into the college and what it's like and how to get recruited and all that other stuff. So I know what it takes to get that far, and I know I can't just do it off of talent.
Yeah.
My grades got to be right. I don't go to parties. I don't really go to parties unless it's like people I'm like cool, really cool with, we talk. But I think it's a lack of self-control, a lack of discipline, just I'm that guy kind of mentality.
Yeah, I love that too. That's to combine both of y'all comments. I think this is what I tell my football players on my team at Firestone. A lot of kids, and our generation too, I think it's every generation. A lot of kids see LeBron, they see Lamar Jackson, they see all of these top tier athletes, and they can't even think to grasp how many hours those guys put in to be that great. They just see that they're great, right? Yeah. So they're like, shoot, I'm good in high school. He was good in high school. So if I'm good in high school and he was good in high school, he's great in the league, I'm going to be great in the league. But what they don't realize is they put in hours of discipline, of determination, of perseverance, handling adversity to buy into that process of greatness, right? Greatness isn't an achievement. Greatness is a lifestyle. So the way if you're going to be great and you're going to make that game-winning shot, you have to be great when it's 4 a.m. and you putting in extra work in the gym. That's what Kobe always say, right? Like, that's what it is. Greatness is not an achievement. Like, just because you won a state title, yeah, like, I firmly believe this. This might be a hot topic. Just because you won a state title and you hit the game-winning shot does not mean you're great. It don't. It's just an achievement. It was a great moment. But that doesn't mean you're great, right? Like, living that lifestyle, having those grades, being a leader, right? Being that person that everybody can depend on. That's greatness. Every time, consistently. Like, I know I could count on this guy to make this kick. I know I could count on Xyia to take first place in this meet when we need her. That's greatness. Every time. It's not luck. It's because they've put in so much work. They've practiced. They prepared for this so much. They've bought into the process of everything that they are dependable. They're great. Not good. Not everybody great. Definitely not elite. You know what I mean? It's elite, it's great, it's good, and average, and then below average. And a lot of that has to do with your lifestyle and your process. It has nothing to do with your talent. So, great perspectives. Great perspectives. As we close, we got a couple questions. I like this one. I just want to hear y'all. 10 years from now, Xyia West will be, you can say where you going to be, what you going to be doing. I don't care. Let's hear it. 10 years from now, Xyia West will be.
All right, 10 years from now, Xyia West will be an Olympian. I don't know if I'm win, but that's the goal. An Olympian. The way I'm going, I want to have my master's, right? Like, because I'm doing CCP. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm a CCP. Sorry. So I'm gonna have my master's. I'll either, depending on what I do, starting up my own photography business and or being a special education teacher or doing working with special education. That's my goal.
Love it. Okay. All achievable. All achievable. And I love that backup plan too. And I don't even like saying backup plan. I tell people all the time, you gotta have 2 plan A's, right? Not a plan A and plan B.
Mm-hmm.
Plan A for me was the NFL. Plan A for me was the school counselor. So, like, regardless, I didn't lose because I love counseling just as much as I love the league. Yeah. If you don't love something as much, then it's technically a plan B. But if you find 2 things that you absolutely love, chase both. So I love it. Get that master's and go to the Olympics. I know somebody that dropped out of college because they were an Olympian. And yeah, they were successful, but they're no longer in the Olympics. They're no longer competing. They're not doing anything, right? I know a lot. Jovan and I both. I know a lot of college athletes. My old former teammates, they blew it. I ain't gonna say the jobs they work because they would know I'm talking about them. But much love to y'all. But they blew it. They went up there and was like, I'm going to the league. My plan A or my plan B is to make my plan A work, and it's the league. All right, bro. So you ain't gonna go to class? Bro, you need to come to class. They like, bro, I did not come here to play school. I came here to play football. Okay. Well, you didn't make it to the league. Now what? You are screwed. I don't even want to tell y'all the jobs they working. Had a full ride scholarship. I'll leave it at that. 10 years from now, Meech will be what?
I will be a multi-million-dollar signed kicker or punter to whichever NFL team picks me up.
That's the humble approach, but who's going to sign you though? Let's manifest it.
Let's see.
Because the NFL knows that, and they ain't gonna judge you for this. They know whoever signs you, you'll be very happy to root for them. But if you had to pick,
yeah, call your shot, man.
It's the Ravens.
Ugh. What you mean? Ugh, that's my team.
Yeah.
No, man, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, so that's definitely also achievable, especially with the head start that you got, man. You understand it early, and we always root for our black kickers. So much love to that, man. Next question as we close: what advice do either of y'all have for an elementary or middle schooler that is chasing dreams? Don't even got to be sports. What y'all got for them? Xyia, this your application for mentoring, by the way.
Oh, okay. This okay. I guess I'll go first. It's my application. For a person that wants to chase, don't ever let nobody limit your dream. That's the biggest one. Because no dream is too small. If your dream is to travel the world in an RV, I've heard that before, then that's your dream. Do what you got to do. Just don't lose sight of it. Don't let nobody tear your dream down. Don't let nobody, tell you you're doing too much or you're doing this. Like, that's why I take pride in having a small circle. Not a lot of voices. They know what I want. They know where I want to go.
That's hard. I ain't never heard that. Not a lot of voices. I like that.
Yeah. So, and also don't be afraid to ask for help. I want to say it before the podcast ended, but you guys you said you keep getting asked, you keep getting brought up like y'all need the serious conversations. Bryce, you've been a big influence on my life. and you're young, like people need people like you, like Jovan, like Ryan. We need y'all. We crying out for help, but them other adults ain't listening. Like kids, if you crying out for help, tell. I've been in that mental health ride roller coaster. It's a lot, but it's. Someone told me this. Ryan told me this. He was like, if you have people, they there, share the burden, because you gonna be messed up by yourself, and I took that to heart. So even if it's you think, oh man, I don't want to tell them because they're gonna be like, oh, here they go again. They always got a problem. Then be like me, drop them, because if they doing that, they're not real.
And I will say too, it's a difference. It's a difference between complaining and venting. Big difference.
Big difference.
I vent to Jovan every day. Jovan vents to me every day. But if I was complaining, he would be like, bruh,
tighten up.
Stop. Yeah. Is you crying? Is you crying? You know what I mean? It's a difference. So, like, I tell him all the time, like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm stressed out, bro. I'm in a season right now. Like, I'm just in that season of grind, bro. I'm losing my mind. I'm misspelling people's names, right? I'm just all over the place, bro. Like, bro, I can't figure it out, bro. Like, I'm saying, bro, I'm trying everything I possibly can. It just ain't working, man. I'm trying my best, bro. And he'll support that. That's way different than, oh, bro, my life sucks. Jeez, bro. Jeez. I mean, you feel me? Like, this is ridiculous, bro. My life is terrible. Man, you would be like, bro, if you don't tighten up, shut up. It's way different, right? It's way different. So I don't know if Ryan meant that, but that's my message to you is like to double up on what Ryan said. Like, yeah, let it out. You know what I mean? Don't let that burden stay inside of you, but don't be complaining to people. Don't nobody want to hear that.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep your company, vent and figure out the difference between venting and complaining. Nobody likes complaining. Nobody.
Yeah.
And then, just that comment about the dreams too. I agree with you. And then also to triple up what you said about, our age, like me and Jovan. I don't know if the older people will or will not listen to you. What I do know is they listen to us. They listen to me and Jovan. So if we can listen to y'all, we can help you all. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. So we take what y'all got to say. We take y'all feedback, listen to you, listen to Meech, listen to, all the future climbers. Anybody willing to share. And we take it right up to the top of the top. I fear nobody, right? And y'all can't fear nobody. Like I've called APS. I've called APS and just straight up been like, yeah, can I talk to the superintendent? And they like, that's not how it works. Hold on, let me turn my camera off real quick. They like, yeah, that's not how it works. I'm like, why is that? You know what I mean? Why? How come I can't talk to the superintendent? I got something to tell her about the youth. And Jovan, no, I ain't lying. That's really how I am. I'll go straight up to him. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I care about y'all. And I know y'all got so many beautiful ideas. I know y'all great leaders. We just got to get the world to see it because everybody looking at y'all like, oh, the youth this, the youth is doomed, all this violence, poor kids. Man, it ain't poor kids. There's a lot of kids out here doing big things, or at least that want to do major things. So kudos to y'all.
What I will say to the adults that's watching, don't let social media fool y'all because it's a lot of young people doing this, like some amazing things out here. It's just now you got multiple cameras, multiple lenses showing some of the good, and they highlight the bad a lot more than that.
Yep, and that's what I'm saying. That's why future climbers, man, we trying to get more of that good out there. Last question.
Wait, we ain't hear from Meech. Did we hear from Meech?
No.
Did we?
My dog yet? Nah.
No.
Hold on.
We ain't hear from Fofo yet.
Hold on. I know I ain't missed my man's Meech. Let me hear what you got to say about that. Because actually, now that I think about it, we didn't hear from you. What advice do you have for them? Because I know you got something crazy.
I'll say, if anyone shows if you're just explaining your dream, if anyone shows any negativity towards you or towards that just dream or just any type of focus or mindset, just use that to boost you. Just use it to fuel you to more. Cause it's so many people and coaches that told me thou suck at kicking, I'll be really bad. But this was sophomore year, but now every time I step off the field, the crowd's cheering my name. So it's just use that just to boost you. And if your goal is set on like one thing, like if you want to go to the NBA, you got to focus on the little pieces that goes into that big piece. Like, okay, you want to go to the NBA, like, do you work out right? Do you eat right? Do you party? Do you do this? Do you do that? Do you hang out with the right type of people? Just when you're focused on that one goal, just keep in mind that there's other things that goes into that goal to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know what? When they start to question your goals and your dreams, that's what you want. Because you want a dream so big and so outlandish, they don't think you can do it. And then when you do it, it's like, oh my God.
It's
and then
the
they
best.
start praising you. They start giving you these trophies, these things, and then you in the newspaper again. And it's like, oh man.
And that's the type of stuff you never forget. I can think about so many times people doubted me. I told them I was going D1. They like, Bryce, bro, come on, bro. For real. Next thing you know, they all on me. Same thing with this. I'm like, I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all, we gonna start literally in like 2 months. They like,
All right.
y'all even had like a vision for real? Oh yeah. We got a vision.
We get questioned so many times with future climbers.
Proud chest all the time. Proud chest all the time. I love that. We have to
all the time with AC. They be like, wait, y'all been doing this for how long? Not even a year. Like, yeah, we got this done, this done, this done.
Okay, but do y'all got this? Yeah, we sure do.
Yeah.
You gotta stand 10 toes down. And you basically just said that for the youth meet. So appreciate you for that, because that's really what it comes down to. Bet on yourself, stay 10 toes down all the time. When they doubt you, that's a good thing, just like Joe said. All right, my last question. Unless Jovan wanted to answer the question too, because I miss meat. Nah, but little accountability piece now. I'll answer it too. Jovan, you gotta answer it too. All right. What's one thing right now? Just because I listen to David Goggins a lot. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but I listen to David Goggins a lot. He's the most transparent man I know. He's rated the toughest man alive. Yeah, he's the most transparent man alive. He'll talk about all his flaws. So let's do a little David Goggins exercise real quick. What's one thing right now that y'all great, but we all got something that we can improve? What's one thing you want to work on right now in life? And don't say I want to become a better kicker. Don't say I want to get better at throwing. What's one thing you suck at right now that you know you slacking on? I wouldn't even say you suck at. What's one thing you slacking on?
Like, what's your plan of
do
action?
better?
Like, one thing you can do right now after you end this podcast.
I have terrible time management. Terrible. Like, it's bad. I'm a procrastinator. Just keep it a buck. I'm a procrastinator. That's not it. Like, that also, y'all asking me stuff I was literally just talking to my friend about, like, right now. Because
it's easy.
I was like, man, I gotta work on, I get my anger, it showed a lot during, and I hated it, man. I hated that anger. I don't like being angry. I've always been, everybody like, oh, you're a little cute little bear, but that bear bites. So, just that, I gotta work on it, work on my time management. My mom was telling me that this morning. She was like, Xyia, why are you always doing last minute stuff? But that's just because I gotta also work on my priorities.
Mm-hmm.
I prioritize track, but I forget I got an essay due. Like, so worried about lifting and working out, forget about, you got to keep them grades up.
I've been saying this to a lot of people lately since I've been waking up at 4:30. I ain't saying you gotta get up at 4:30, but I might challenge some of y'all AC, y'all future climbers folk, to get up early with me for a check-in like I do with Jovan. Me and Jovan call each other every day and check in, make sure we up. But I say this all the time. Billionaires have the same amount of time in the day as broke people, bankrupt. Whether you make $0 or $1 trillion, you only got 24 hours. And they can't cash them $1 trillion in for not even a single extra second. So how do they maximize their time? How do they get more time in the day than we do, than most average people? They do two things. They either sacrifice time with their family and work all night when they're supposed to be with their family, or they get up early while their family still sleep. So that's why you hear all the time, billionaires get up at 5 a.m. Billionaires get up at 4 a.m. because they need more time.
Yeah.
Instead of sacrificing time with their family, they just get up early. So that's what I do, right? Because to be a counselor, a coach, and fully run a nonprofit, to have all your ducks in line, to have all the documentation, the paperwork, you have to get up earlier. So I get up at 4:30 now. It's been great for me, but I'm not even tired. So my challenge, I don't know what time you wake up, but get up 30 minutes earlier. And when you get up, do some homework. Because there's another rule that I'll give you. They say if you start something for 5 minutes, or they say if you start something, do it for 5 minutes. And if you want to stop literally right when that 5 minute mark says. Set a timer. If you got a paper due in 2 weeks, literally, it's not due for another 2 weeks. Just start it and set a timer for 5 minutes. I bet you start flowing. And I bet when that 5 minute timer stops, you're going to be like, I'll keep going. But if you don't, you at least did 5 minutes, right? So two little comments on that. What about you, Meech? What's one thing that right now that you need to improve for you to become more successful?
I'll say being organized and socializing more, I'll say.
Elaborate.
Or I'll say a messy person. I have a nice organized binder in my book bag, but like if I dump out my book bag right now, I have so many papers from so many random classes, even classes I took in like freshman year is still in there for some reason. It's just, and I asked for a planner, but I don't even use a planner. I just feel nice, like not being organized. I just feel like it's just a rush getting everything. But I like if I get more organized, I definitely could do something more. And then as far as socializing, I'm not really a big socializer, but I try to, like at kicking camps, I try to talk to more people from different states, different countries, different schools, but sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but it's like, at least I try. So
yeah, that's good, man. That's something you got to keep trying. So that, like you said, that's one thing you got to improve. So I love it, man. Jovan, don't you wish this dude was in AC, man? I wish he was a future climber, man. I'm telling you, man. I'll be seeing this dude on Instagram. I'll be like, man, I wish I was at Buchtel.
Hopefully soon, man. Hopefully,
yeah, we're gonna be. I hope we go to both.
Wait a minute. You trying to?
No. I wouldn't trade Firestone for Buchtel. I just wish I could be at both, but we just can't right now. All right, it's a process. APS.
Yeah, we ain't say all that.
Yeah, no, don't get it twisted. It's nothing but love. It's nothing but love for all the gang at Future Climbers over at Firestone. But it's a lot of like mine. Y'all would love the kids that I would have in this program from Buchtel, right? They got the same. They got the same mindset as y'all. It's a lot of them. They would bring a lot to the table. And my big dream is that it's not even a Future Climbers program for Firestone, Buchtel. I don't want it like that. I want us to just be Future Climbers and everybody meet
all together
at a building, maybe a church, close to Buchtel.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. We ain't gonna get into that. Meech is a church. I ain't gonna tell you what street I live on, but it's without me sharing it. It's a church right across the street from Buchtel. All right, a couple blocks down. Don't say the street. You probably know what I'm talking about. It's off Copley, right? I want that building. All right. So I'm trying to get it. All right. So look, if you listening and you know who has it, let me know. All right. But anyway. Man, I appreciate y'all. All right.
Absolutely.
Do we even need to do a 15-second takeaway? Do y'all want to do a 15-second takeaway? Let's do it. 15 seconds. 15 seconds. You got 15 to 60 seconds to give a message to anybody you want. And I'm not saying like a shout out, right? You just say one takeaway that you got from this podcast, from this conversation. Anybody can start. I always finish.
I'll start off there. Just going back to like things that we could do right now, I think like for me is being efficient and disciplined. Every action has a reaction. And I was just talking to one of my friends about this because Bryce, being student athletes in college, when you miss a workout, when you're late to a meeting, so you have to wake up in the morning, do an extra intense workout to make up for it or a punishment. And he's like, man, I don't have anything that's holding me accountable like that anymore. I'm like, you do, you just don't see it right now. And down the line, all them dreams that you want to have 10, 15 years, 20 years, you're going to be so far behind, and it might not happen because of what you're doing right now. And you're setting yourself behind, the lack of discipline, the lack of focus, the lack of self-awareness for yourself right now. And I think between Meech and Xyia, and I remember seeing Xyia in the meeting, from the only meeting I've been in for the Future Climbers, how well you stood out, just the way you spoke and interacted with everyone. Y'all are on the right track. Keep doing what y'all are doing and just staying focused.
Who next? What's y'all takeaways from the conversation?
I'll say my takeaway is be open-minded. Don't be afraid to learn something new. Take criticism. Just be a sponge. Because like right now, I was just being a sponge. Everything you guys were saying, I was taking in like, oh, like this makes sense. I never heard this word before. So, I mean, I don't know, just take everything in.
Xyia?
All right. That open-mindedness, that also allowing things to happen, allowing yourself to be proud of yourself, not always, I gotta fix this, because I guarantee you it's the craziest thing happened. I was talking to my parents, I was like, I don't think nobody's seeing me. Like, I feel like everybody else is getting other opportunities and I'm just here. That the next day was the youth summit. Okay. And it's been nothing but amazing. And I was like, you just being more patient. I took a lot being patient, letting things happen, because I would never see myself to where I've been if I would have just kept having that mindset, oh, nobody sees me, When people tell me I stick out, I'm just like, I love hearing that. I love being different. Peculiar is my favorite word.
Well, I would say to that, this isn't my takeaway, but it's just about that process, right? That's what I heard from what both of y'all just said, for real. You got to have humility to trust in the process, and you also got to have patience to trust in the process. That's why you always hear that common term, I just got my head down working. It's head down for a reason, right? When your head's down, you're being humble. Not only that, when your head's down, you straining. So we gotta have humility, and we gotta work hard with that. So that's why they say that head down, full head of steam. I'm just grinding, and it's always got to be like that. Also to add before my takeaway, just like Jovan said, I forgot to say my one thing I need to work on. I need to be more intentional. And I actually put that on my story like 2 weeks ago. I got so much going on right now, trying to balance everything, that, I'll say I need to do this, and then I'll just completely forget. Not even procrastinate. I'll just forget, and it won't get done because I didn't write it down. I didn't do it right in the moment. And again, it's not like I'm saying I'm procrastinating. It's not like I'll do it in 2 weeks. It's like, oh, I need to do this by the end of the day. Yeah, I'll get that done. And I don't write it down. I don't get a reminder. Before I know it, 3 weeks go by and it's like, hey, did you ever submit this? I'm like, did I? I know I was on my neck about it. I was saying I need to do it. I just need to be more intentional. I'll go 3 weeks without talking to my grandparents. That was never me. But now that I'm busy, I'll go 3 weeks without calling somebody, you know what I mean? I'll go 2 weeks without, you know what I mean, having a deep talk with my little brother or something. Like, that ain't me. You know what I mean? So I need to be more intentional. When I say I need to do something, I need to just go ahead and do it, like, right away. Like, I'm going to get it done. Like, same thing, like I keep talking about Xyia. Like, I misspelled her name in a couple posts. She said something. If I told her, if I just read that text, as much as I cared about it, I was busy. I was very busy when she texted me. If I just was like, I'll do it later tonight, I would not have done it. I know myself. I would have forgot. So I need to be more intentional, and which I did. I just was like, I'm just going to get on it right now. So I did it right away. So that's what I need to get better at. Another thing. So here's my takeaway, and we'll close. Hey, you, okay? 15, 16, 17, 13, 18-year-old, you teenager, all right? You have way more power and way more ability to make change than you think. You can make so much change in this world. You can be a complete world changer. You got bright ideas. You got all of these things, but there's a few things that might be holding you back. Could be yourself, could be your surroundings, could be, a plethora of things. But the one thing that you can control is that person in the mirror every morning. When you wake up and brush them teeth, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I holding myself back? Because if you're holding yourself back, you're doomed. But if you are able to fight with yourself and you're able to bring yourself up, wake up every morning with that attitude of, I am a world changer, you'd be surprised how many people would be impressed with you. You'd be surprised how many people will follow your lead, right? So keep that in mind when you wake up. Have that mindset, have that swagger about yourself that nothing's going to stop me today. I'm gonna do my absolute best to bring light to this world, not darkness. That's my message to the youth. That's my message to the podcast. Much love to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all was such good guests. I think this is one of my favorite ones, Joe. I ain't gonna lie.
Sure.
I love this one, man. Y'all taught me a lot. Y'all really did. So best of luck to y'all in baseball, right? We didn't get a chance to talk too much about baseball, Meech, but best of luck in baseball, man. I know y'all gonna play Firestone. I'm gonna definitely check you out then for sure. My little brother, Blake Harris, he play on the baseball team, so I'll check y'all out. And best of luck to you in track, Xyia. And then just like that, y'all, we done. So we'll see y'all later. Peace out.
Don't be salty when you see me. Go to